live human cells making hydrogen sulfide. Their discovery has opened the door to more research into the health benefits of garlic and the production of hydrogen sulfide in the body. In a 2015 experiment at Penn State University, researchers injected a solution that would create hydrogen sulfide in the arms of healthy young adults. They wanted to see what hydrogen sulfide would do to a small area of blood vessels. The initial findings are that hydrogen sulfide widened blood vessels, which then increased the flow of blood. These researchers plan to continue their research. They published their findings in the Journal of Physiology. But let's leave the laboratory and go to the kitchen. Don't throw out older garlic that has sprouted. You may have thought that garlic growing light green sprouts was past its prime, or old and on its way to the trash bin. But not so fast. Scientists have reported in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry that this older garlic has even more properties that are good for our bodies than fresh garlic. When researchers tested garlic that had sprouted for 5 days, they found it had higher antioxidant activity than fresher bulbs of garlic. Also, to get the full effect of garlic's health benefits, do not add it to food or cook with it immediately. Cutting, crushing, or mincing garlic releases the healthy compound found in the vegetable. But heating the garlic or adding it to other ingredients prevents the release of this healthy compound. So cut or crush or mince the garlic and let it rest by itself for a couple minutes. So, are there any downsides to garlic? Well, the same reason garlic is good for us and good in dishes, that strong sulfur odor, is the same reason it gives us bad breath. But there might be a cure for that too. Yet another study found that eating an apple or lettuce after eating garlic cuts down on the strong garlic smell on one's breath. And that's the Health and Lifestyle Report. I'm Anna Mateo. In the comments section, share how you use garlic in your cooking. From VOA Learning English, this is the Health and Lifestyle Report. The health value of a Mediterranean diet is widely known. Fruits, vegetables, and fish are main foods in this diet. Extra virgin olive oil is also a major part of the Mediterranean diet. And new research shows that it may protect the brain from losing its ability to work properly. Researchers at Temple University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania say extra virgin olive oil protects memory and learning ability. Extra virgin olive oil, also called EVOO, can reduce the formation of poisons in the brain that are signs of Alzheimer's disease. But how does it do it? Researchers say olive oil reduces inflammation in the brain. It also activates a cleaning process. This process is called autophagy. Autophagy is when cells break down waste and poisons found between cells and remove them from the body. There are two substances in the brain most closely linked to memory loss in Alzheimer's patients: amyloid plaques and neurofibrillary or tau tangles. For definitions of both amyloid plaque and tau tangle, we go to experts at New Jersey's Rutgers University and the US-based Alzheimer's Organization. Amyloid is a protein normally found throughout the body. However, the experts say when amyloid grows abnormally, it creates a sticky buildup called plaque outside the nerve cells, or neurons. This abnormal amyloid plaque slowly kills the cells. Tau proteins are common in the central nervous system. Tangles form inside dying neurons. Tangles are twisted fibers of tau protein. Experts from both organizations explain that normally every neuron contains long fibers made of protein. These proteins hold the neuron in its proper shape. They also help to transport nutrients within the neuron. However, in brains with Alzheimer's disease, these fibers begin to tangle. This causes the neuron to lose its shape. The neuron also becomes unable to transport nutrients. Over time, it dies. Domenico Pratico is the lead researcher of the Temple University study. He says brain cells from mice fed diets enriched with extra virgin olive oil had higher levels of autophagy and lower levels of the poisons, the amyloid plaques, and tau tangles. For their study, the researchers looked at mice that had 3 traits of Alzheimer's: memory loss, amyloid plaques, and tau tangles. They put the mice into 2 groups. Researchers gave one group a diet with extra virgin olive oil. They gave the other group a diet without EVOO. The olive oil was given to the mice when they were only 6 months old. This was before any symptoms of Alzheimer's had set in. At age 9 months and 12 months, the mice in the olive oil group performed considerably better on tasks that tested the mice's memory and learning ability. And the scientists reported differences in the brain tissues of the 2 groups. The brains of the olive oil group showed a great increase in nerve cell autophagy. This cell cleaning process is responsible for the lower levels of the poisons we talked about earlier, the amyloid plaques and tau tangles. Pratico says that one thing that stood out immediately was the strength of the synapses. A synapse is the connection between neurons. It is how they communicate. The synapses in the mice on the EVOO diet were stronger than those in the other group. The researchers say their next step is to see what happens to mice who are given olive oil at 12 months. At that time, they will have already begun to show signs of dementia. Pratico says that patients usually have dementia when they visit a doctor to investigate signs of the disease. He says the researchers want to know whether olive oil added at a later time in the diet can stop or reverse the disease. The researchers published their findings online in the Annals of Clinical and Translational Neurology. And that's the Health and Lifestyle Report. I'm Anna Mateo.
Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
Welcome to EnglishClass101.com's English in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn English. Hi, how's it going? I'm Alicia. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn some easy ways to ask and answer common questions in English. It's really useful, and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn new, more common ways to ask and answer the question, "How are you?" in English. You've probably learned, "How are you?" and "I'm fine" in textbooks before, But in the United States, people will usually ask this question and answer it in a different way. First, let's review. If someone says, "How are you?" you can say, "I'm fine." I'm fine. Here are some other ways to answer. Pretty good. This means about the same thing as "I'm fine." Pretty good. We also have not bad. You can use this if you are feeling just okay or so-so. Not bad. Let's look at our question again. How are you? This is the most well-known way of asking how someone is. You could use it when you want to be polite. But now, let's look at some different ways to ask how someone is. These ways are more casual and much more common. First, "Hey, how's it going?" Hey, how's it going? You can answer this in many ways. If you're feeling good, you can say, "Good." Good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. Once more. Good. Pretty good. Not bad. Here's a tip. Even though these answers mean the same thing as "I'm fine," you can't answer "How's it going?" with "I'm fine." It will sound a bit strange. If you're not feeling good, you can say "Not so good." Not so good. Not great. Not great. Or not so well. Not so well. Be careful. If you say one of these, the other person will usually ask, "Why? What's wrong?" to be polite. Then you will have to explain. Another casual but very common version of "How are you?" is "What's up?" What's up? To reply, use a cheerful voice as you say, "Not much," "Not much," or "Nothing much," "Nothing much." This means you're free and able to chat. Since "What's up?" is just another way of saying hello, you can also reply with "Hey" or "Hi." Now it's time for Alicia's advice. A lot of the time, when we ask questions that mean, "How are you?" in English, we're not actually asking about the other person's health. We're only asking to be polite. You should think of these questions as another way of saying hello, a way for the conversation to get started, instead of actual, literal questions. In fact, when someone asks you, "What's up?" you don't even have to answer. Just say, "What's up?" in reply. Welcome to EnglishClass101.com's English in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn English. Hey everyone, I'm Alicia. In this series, we're going to learn some easy ways to ask and answer common questions in English. It's really useful and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to ask what someone's job is in natural English. Of course, you can just say, "What is your job?" This is correct English, but it sounds too direct and awkward. Native English speakers almost never say this in a social situation. Instead, they use a different question. But before we master that, we need to compare it to a very similar question. What are you doing? I'm presenting a video about English. What do you do? I'm an English teacher. Do you see the difference? These two questions, what are you doing and what do you do, sound similar but mean different things. The first one is asking what you are doing right now, this minute. You answer it using an ing verb. What are you doing? I'm reading. I'm watching TV. While the second is actually a shortened version of what do you do for a living? This is how we ask, what is your job in natural English? Let's practice this question. What do you do? What do you do? When native speakers of English ask this question, it can come out very fast and sound more like, "What do you do?" In order to tell it apart from, "What are you doing?" just listen for the ing sound on the end of the question. If it's not there, then you're being asked what your job is. So how would you answer this question? Just think of it as if the other person is asking you, "What is your job?" You could answer with, "I am," plus your job. "I'm a teacher." "I'm a teacher." Or, "I'm an engineer." If you want to learn more job names, go to EnglishClass101.com and check out the core word lists. These cover job vocabulary and more, and include a picture and audio to help you perfect your pronunciation. You can also mention the place that you work at, starting with, "I work at." I work at a hospital. I work at a hospital. I work at a law firm. I work at a law firm. If you work for a big company that is well known, you can say, "I work for," and then the name. I work for Microsoft. I work for Microsoft. I work for the New York Times. I work for the New York Times. Now it's time for Alicia's advice. When you ask the question, "What do you do?" and the other person tells you their job, it's polite to make some kind of positive comment about his or her job. For example, "How interesting," or "That must be exciting," or even, "Oh, really?" Remember to sound sincere. Welcome to EnglishClass101.com's English in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn English. Hey everyone, Alicia here. In this series, we're going to learn some easy ways to ask and answer common questions in English. It's really useful and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to ask what someone's hobbies are without using the word hobbies. You've probably seen the question, "Do you have any hobbies?" or "What are your hobbies?" in an English textbook before. However, native English speakers almost never use the word hobbies when asking about them. A much more natural way to ask the same question is, "What do you do for fun?" Let's practice this question. What do you do for fun? What do you do for fun? You can also ask, "What do you do in your free time?" What do you do in your free time? So how would you answer this question? Let's look at how native speakers would do it. The easiest way is to say, "I like to," or just, "I like," followed by what you like to do. For example, if you like watching movies, you could say, "I like to watch movies," or "I like watching movies." I like to watch movies, or I like watching movies. And if you like golf, you could say, "I like to play golf," or "I like playing golf." I like to play golf, or I like playing golf. You can emphasize how much you like your hobby by adding a word like really in front of like. For example, "I really like watching movies." On the other hand, if you want to play down how much you like something, you can say kind of. For example, "I kind of like playing tennis." Now it's time for Alicia's advice. If you don't have any special hobbies or don't want to be specific, a good way to reply is, "I like hanging out with my friends," and stuff like that. I like hanging out with my friends and stuff like that. Just use "I like" and add "hanging out with my friends," and then add "and stuff like that." Welcome to EnglishClass101.com's English in 3 minutes, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn English. Hey everyone, I'm Alicia. This series explains some easy ways to ask and answer common questions in English. It's really useful and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn some different ways people will ask you, "Where are you from?" First, though, "Where are you from?" can mean many things. It can mean, "What city are you from?" or "What state are you from?" In fact, Americans ask this question to each other all the time to learn what part of America the other person comes from. Of course, though, it can also mean, "What country are you from?" If you want to answer this question, there are 2 ways to do it. You can say, "I'm" plus your nationality, as in, "I'm Japanese," or "I'm Brazilian." Or you can say, "I'm from" plus the country you are from, as in, "I'm from Italy," or "I'm from Thailand." If you're from a really famous city or place, you can say that too. For example, "I'm from Beijing," or "I'm from New Delhi." Many times, though, Americans won't ask, "What country are you from?" or even, "Where are you from?" In many casual situations, they will say it in a simpler way. "Where are you from?" This is just like, "Where are you from?" but they take out the "are." Where are you from? You can use this too in casual situations. Of course, in the United States, as in other parts of the world, people may be a little more indirect because they want to be polite. To do this, they might ask you if you are from the place where they meet you. For example, if you meet someone in New York, they might ask, "Are you from New York?" Or if you are in San Diego, they might ask, "Are you from San Diego?" Many parts of the United States are very multicultural, so asking the question this way avoids what could be an embarrassing mistake. You can answer this the same way you answer, "Where are you from?" Just add a simple "no" in front. For example, you can say "no" plus "I'm" plus nationality. "No, I'm French." Or "no" plus "I'm from" plus country. "No, I'm from Russia." Now it's time for Alicia's advice. Since the United States is very large, people you meet may take great pride in the place or region they come from. If you ask someone about where they're from, they may respond by saying something like West Coast, or the East Coast, or California, or the South, or the Midwest. If they answer in this way, it usually means they are interested in talking more about their region and how it differs from others. Welcome to EnglishClass101.com's English in 3 minutes.